welcome back to Live with Tish. This is the place where we document my journey from a computer science engineering student to a product manager. Let's go! Alright, so hi everyone, my name is Tisha Mazumdar, and as I mentioned, I'm a computer science engineering student. In fact, I just completed my third year of engineering. Yay! And I'm in my final year, so very important year. We gotta lock in, and this is the year where I hone in all of my product management skills and just become a product manager. So before that, this video is all about what or who is a product manager. Who is a product manager? What are the skills that we need? What is the roadmap to follow? And that's all that we'll cover in this video. And it's sort of template for me to understand which way I need to move forward with. And I spend the whole week just going through multiple YouTube videos, talking to multiple product managers over LinkedIn, talking to many project managers as well, because product management is entirely different than project management, and that's what I learned. So I'm going to share about all of that in this video, so let's go. Now, what is product management? Who is a product manager? What do we do? Product management, as I understand after my conversations, is the person who is responsible for basically having the customers have a great experience using a product, or in my case, a software. That's basically what a product manager does. So product management can be called the intersection of business, technology, and user experience. When all of these three circles meet, the intersection, that's us, the product managers. Alright, so are product managers and project managers same? I mean, it sounds they're quite same, right? However, product managers are not project managers. And this is something which has been clear to me again and again and again. So like, I was having this conversation with the person and I was like, you're a project manager, I would love to get into product management. And they were like, sweetheart, project management is not product management. And I was like, oh, it's different. And they were like, yeah, there are tons of differences. I was like, all right, hit it on, let me know, tell me, I want to learn. So I actually put up a table of the different differences between what a typical product manager task is and a typical project manager task is, which I will put on my screen. Basically, so project managers are responsible for planning a project, allocating resources, tracking progress, managing budgets, coordinating possible risks, and assuring quality. However, product managers are responsible for defining product vision and strategy, gathering requirements, creating product roadmap, market research and analysis, monitoring performance, and prioritizing features. So project management, I would say, like, project managers and product managers often work together when actually, building a product and launching the product. And a lot of project management, like, product managers do quite a few tasks from project management as well. However, product managers are also more on the technical side, and they finalize which features to include, which software to use, what's the platform that everyone's going to use, more on the technical and user experience side. Whereas project managers have a particular project set, and then their job is to deliver that project and to complete that project. So that's like the difference between a product manager and a project manager. I hope that makes sense. Next, let's talk about the technical skills that product managers require. So, one of the most important technical skill required by product managers, which almost every product management video that I've seen has mentioned, is a very user-centric mindset. So, users are our first priorities. That's it. You don't think that, oh, the product is great even if it helps no one. No, you gotta think about your customer. You gotta think about your client. You have to think about the people that are going to use the product. In engineering, we often love tech so much that we just keep on incorporating stuff in, even if literally no one asks for it. For example, putting AI in literally every single thing, even though people don't want it. We just don't want AI in everything, but because I'm also an engineer and I'm guilty of doing it, I would put an AI wherever I can, just because it's trending. So, product managers have to think about the customer. Like, we gotta do the user research. Next, we have design thinking. Now, design thinking in itself is a process and it has multiple things included in it. So, maybe I'll make a complete different video on it, or I'm actually planning to maybe use design thinking to building a product. So, let's see. We'll see what happens. And if you want to know like the whole process of design thinking, let me know down below and we can all learn together, right? Next, we have qualitative and quantitative data gathering. So that's a plus point in my direction because I am a computer science engineering student and data mining was one of my courses. So I got that down. Basics of Agile and Scrum. So Agile and Scrum are basically the new methodologies where you do not wait for the whole product to complete in order to, test it. You do it in small cycles. That's very important. Basic technological understanding, basic business understanding, basic UX designing understanding, as I said, the intersection. And yeah, that's about the technical skills. There are so many more, but these are like the few shortlisted ones which I just put up. Next, when we come to the soft or the transferable skills, it's more like as a product manager, you have to, like, it's a must that you're a good communicator. You need to be very clear so that no one misunderstands you, so that everyone is aligned. That's a word which I have used maybe the most these past 2 months during my internship, where I just like, yeah, so that we are aligned. I hope every one of us is aligned. So yes, product managers have to keep everyone aligned. Next is prioritization. You have to prioritize tasks. You need to understand which is the most important and which can be delayed. Very, very important. Not everything can be your top one priority. Saying no to all the people pleasers out there. You could be great product managers. You just have to learn the art of saying no. Yeah? Sounds simple, but it is not. I know. I know. Next, you have creative thinking. Of course, you gotta think creatively as a product manager. You need to be adaptable, open-minded. You should be open to experimentation. Very important skill to have, as mentioned by my mentors. Next is leadership. You should have leadership qualities where you can take a lead and be held accountable. So accountability also comes as a soft and transferable skill. Curiosity. Now, if you're a science student, yes, we are inherently curious people. But even if you're not a science student, I know so many art students who are innately curious. So curiosity is a good skill to have. And identifying problems and solving those problems. Not every problem, but those specific problems. That's actually something which I learned in one of the workshops which I was a part of. And they mentioned that oftentimes what companies make a huge mistake of is that before they identify the problem, they just jump to solutions. For example, let's say your user growth is there is no growth in users. Users are clicking on your app but not registering. Why is it happening? That's the question which you should ask before being like, oh, let's add this button, let's add this promotion, let's add this code, let's add refer a friend program. No, great solutions, but understand why this happened. That's where product managers come in. That, I hope that makes sense. Next, this is something which I actually learned from this YouTube video, and I'm gonna link it down below. So do not become a product manager if, I know it's gonna hit hard, but it's so important we realize that will it be very difficult for me to continue being a product manager if I have these skills? Like, if these are the issues which I have, then I would not be happy in my job. So it's very important I realize that, am I even suitable to be a product manager? So do not be a product manager if you do not like talking to people. If you don't enjoy talking to people, being a product manager is not something which we should consider. Yeah. Yeah. Next, if we want to be the ones who take all the decisions, so when we say leadership quality, it's not about being the one who says, I want this, and this. We are not CEOs, we are product managers. We talk to various stakeholders, take their point of view, incorporate it. We are basically the diplomats. We gotta diplomatically accept to every idea and solution that they give and make them think that it was their ideas and not ours, so that everyone accepts that idea. Next, if you like predictable days, what I have understood from product managers is that they do not have predictable days. They don't have like a schedule that, oh, this is where you fix this bug, this is where you have a meeting with this team, this is no. You might think that there is an idea about how your day is going to look like, but it might be completely different. So you have to be flexible. If you're not flexible, product management is not for you, my dear child. Sorry. Next, since it's a management role, and this is a harsh truth, but sometimes you may feel lonely. So if you're scared of feeling lonely, if you're scared of being, the singled out, maybe product management is not the way to go. Next is this is something which I am like, this is one thing which all the list, this was the one thing where I was like, I gotta work on that, because I'm someone who spends loads of time on just one particular thing. But product managers don't have that luxury. You cannot just choose one problem and just stick to it. You need to be a multitasker. That's something that product managers just have to do. You don't have one problem to fix, you have multiple problems to fix. So you cannot allot all your time to just one problem. So that's one thing to keep in mind. And if you do not like to say no, there was an interesting conversation that I had where I was like, but what if you have too much on your plate and someone comes up to you and that's an important task, and the person said that you have to say no. You need to know your limit. You have to say no. You have to prioritize. It's very important that you prioritize and say no. Very, very important task to be a product manager. Otherwise, you will be left with too many tasks, too many deadlines, and everyone on your head. It's gonna stress you out. So no, you have to say no. And last but not the least, if you want to be a CEO. Now, a lot of times I have heard, I talked to ChatGPT. I was like, hey, I want something, I want to be a CEO, I want to own a product and this and that. And ChatGPT was like, oh, product management is perfect for you then. It's gonna lead you to being a CEO. Now, the key word is lead you to be a CEO. You are not a CEO. There's a very common saying that product managers are the CEOs of the product. Untrue. That is a myth, that is a lie, and that is something which every product manager says that they have been told at some point in their learning curve, but it is just not true. You're not a CEO. It's great experience to understand a product innately. It's great experience to know how to talk to different stakeholders involved. It's a great experience to understand how the business side works with the technical side. However, you are not the CEO. You are a product manager. That's something to just keep in mind. So that is basically what product managers are, what they do, how they what skills they have, how their day looks like basically. And after going through the whole research for the whole week, I think that this is a part for me. I mean, sure, I do not tick all the boxes yet to be a product manager. However, I am ready to learn, I'm ready to grow, and I'm ready to, start that journey and see where it takes me. I also have this great roadmap for product management, which is roadmap.sh. I'll link it down below, which you can look through. It tells you how to understand basics of UX, how to understand basics of business, how to understand basics of tech. Basically, all the technical skills that I mentioned, it includes that. And I think that's a great roadmap to follow. And I think I am going to follow that roadmap. I'm going to start understanding which problem exists. I'm going to look for a solution which solves that problem and not all the problems. I'm going to prioritize, and maybe next time we can create a product document report, a PDR. Oh, I sound so official already. I'm the one who's creating a PDR. But yeah, that's about it for this video. Stay tuned for the next video. We're gonna have it online on Sunday at 9 p.m. IST. And well, see you guys next time. Bye! So this was kind of a long video, and it's great that you guys stuck till the end. I think it was very important to understand what product management actually is, to understand what skills I would need, to understand if this is the path for me. And I hope this kind of helped you too. And thank you so much, guys, for sticking to the end. I hope we all grow together, learn together, and basically crush this corporate world. The Gen Zs are gonna rule. I hope so. I really hope so. Anyways, that's about it for me. Goodbye, everyone. It was great meeting you. Bye bye. Ciao, 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 ciao.